The following program is an Animal House radio production.
Welcome to another edition of Animal House Radio on CHHA 1610 AM radio in Toronto. Voices Latin. www.animalhouseradio.com 416-785-0680. A week of history has been made. World in the United States, getting back to that. Dr. Mike, welcome back. We missed you last week, buddy.
Thanks. Good to be back.
It is great to see you. The smiling face, the beautiful hills, beautiful. This shirt is iconic now. People on the internet are going crazy to find this shirt. Joe is actually zooming in right now on Mike's Hills nutritional shirt. Light blue brings out your eyes.
Thanks.
Brings out the reflection in your eyes. Show is brought to you by Hills at www.feedingisbelieving.ca. Great show for you today. We have an amazing topic coming up, something that you and I have been chatting about all week. Tell everybody, give them a little taste of what our topic's going to be later on.
Okay. Well, I've been practicing medicine for a fairly long time, and I thought, I've seen a ton of changes that have occurred over the last century, and I thought we'd go over the goods and the bads, stuff that's been happening over the last 10 years.
It's going to be very interesting. If you want to take part in that, 416-785-0680, or if you have an email question, info@animalhouseradio.com. Also, later on in the program, Amy Gilbreth of Found Animals Foundation is going to be joining us. She's executive director, to talking about Dr. Michelson and his $75 million challenge to anybody who can come up with a different option for spaying or neutering a cat or a dog non-surgically. So basically, if there is a pill, can someone come up with it? Well, he's offering 75 million reasons to come up with the reasons. So,
you got it.
I don't know. I'm going to try to come up with one, and we'll see what Amy says, and it'd be quite interesting. And after that, we have a great product today from our good friends at Sherpa, who make amazing bags for small dogs and for cats. And they're going to be on the program a little bit later on. But starting off the show, as always, we got our feature news, buddy. Let's go right into the news, Mr. Richmond. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know what that is. That's Hail to the Chief. And that's not Hail to you, buddy. This week, a big congratulations to Barack Obama and the United States of America. And, for the first ever African-American to be elected president of the United States, congratulations. It is one footstep for the whole world, and it's two footsteps for America. And as a Canadian, congratulations to our good friends down south.
Absolutely.
You and I were both up at 11 o'clock when we heard the news. We watched the speech. It was amazing.
Yep.
Now, the news this week is related. And also, the news this week is brought to you by 24, where you can go see and read the brand new column this Monday in the 24 paper. Pick it up. Dr. Mike's Animal House column is out in stores this Monday. I can't say in stores because
it's in boxes.
It's in boxes. So if you want to check, it's going to be a great column. It's this Monday, so pick it up. 24 magazines from our good friend Ted Rath at the 24. Now, this is, for some odd reason, this has captured the whole United States and the world. Barack Obama basically announced during his speech that his daughters are going to get a puppy because now he's the president.
Right.
Sasha and Malia, I love you both more than you can imagine. And you have earned the new puppy that's coming with us to the White House.
A lot of people have an issue with this. Now, his daughter has a condition where she's allergic to certain hair fibers of certain dogs, which is called...
Well, it's not called anything. It's just there's certain dogs that are hypoallergenic. That's what probably you were looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
Me no good words. So she's allergic to these type of dogs, and the Obama family basically said straightforward today, actually in his first press conference, they said, you know what? It's kind of hard to find a rescue dog that doesn't have those traits, that they can find something that's a little bit more purebred so they can live with the fact of having a dog that that they're not allergic to.
Right.
But for some reason, this has taken over everybody. There have been letters from PETA. Our good friends at PETA have pretty much emailed and sent letters and gone to the papers against this whole situation, and basically saying, the elected president should in fact get a rescue dog to set an example. And to quote something in the paper, most animal rights active groups want the first family to have a rescue pup from a shelter rather than something that's bred.
And I think ideally, in defense of the president, I think that's probably what, if you asked him what he would do, and I think he was alluding to the fact that he would have, but the fact that his daughter is allergic, they need to look at a purebred hypoallergenic dog.
You know, our good friend Dalton McGinty, he has a rescue dog.
Right, which is great.
Yeah, and you know what? A sad thing to say. I think this is bad because I think certain groups are just jumping on top of, hey, Barack Obama, they're jumping on top of it. But at the end of the day, it's creating awareness for something that's out there. It's creating awareness for going out there and adopting animals. So this is a good news story. As Mike always tells me, Aaron, you're giving bad news stories, so I want to know what you think. Should the Obama family adopt a rescue puppy? Should they get a regular dog? Should they stick with a recognized organization like the American Kennel Breed? Tell me what you think. I want to know what you think. What should Barack Obama do? Should he basically give the finger to everybody else and just get his own dog?
Right.
It's for his kids.
And they can get us at info@animalhouseradio.com.
Or 416-785-0680, 416-785-0680. Oh, Mike, I've been waiting for this for a long time. Give me your 2 nuggets, buddy. It's the Nutritional Nuggets, brought to you by Dr. Mike.
And Hills. So today I thought I would talk about the importance of fiber in the diet. I mean, we certainly recognize in humans that as we get older, it's pretty important to have fiber in your diet. So we need to know what types of fibers there are. And usually when you talk about diets, there's insoluble fibers and soluble fibers. And just to tell you the quick difference between the two, soluble fibers are fibers that actually you can make use of, and insoluble fibers is simply go through into your mouth and out the back end. The advantages of insoluble fibers, though, are to dilute calories. So when you're eating something, especially in diet foods for dogs, if you're eating a diet that's high in insoluble fiber, the dog feels full. So he's going to eat less calories.
Wow.
So that's that. Soluble fibers are really important in gastrointestinal conditions like colitis and inflammatory bowel disease, because what they do is they feed, when you feed soluble fiber, that fiber is fed on by the good intestinal bacteria. And so those guys will actually feed on that good fiber, and it keeps them happy, and therefore it keeps the intestinal health of the animal in check.
Now, is there a fiber supplement?
You know, realistically, if you want to add insoluble fiber, there's lots of them. You can add Metamucil, Bran.
I tried Metamucil. It doesn't. That's the powder stuff, right? Yeah, it makes it like orange.
Yeah. But you can actually add those kind of things to your dog's food. Personally, I think it's better just to get a diet that's appropriate, because they end up not just using insoluble fiber, they also use the soluble fiber.
Because I'm sure there are some conditions out there that a dog may have medically that, or takes medication that prevents them from having bowel movements to the normal times that they should. You know, 2 or 3 times a day, or 1 time or 2 times a day.
Well, one of the biggest problems we see is constipation, believe it or not, especially in older cats, and the added fiber in diets really does help that.
Okay, so you would recommend either finding a supplement or something in there to get the fiber, because that's probably the safest and the best route to go.
Right, especially for older senior dogs, no different than senior dogs and senior cats. Like older humans need more fiber in their diet, and that's why I encourage people when they're feeding diets to their cats who are over the age of 10 or dogs over the age of 8, that they feed a senior diet, because most senior diets have the advent of more fiber in them.
Now, where would we find that information on the side of a bag?
You know what? That's the tough part, is that they don't really report. I was just going to say that the problem with fiber is they don't report that on the bags. And when they do, they don't report the types of fiber. And I just want to say that some companies will say they put fiber in diets, and they put this cheap cellulose insoluble fiber that's really inexpensive, and it's really not appropriate. It just makes your dog have lots of poo. And so
what happens if there's too much fiber in a diet?
Well, you're just going to have huge bowel movements. That's the problem.
Okay,
it's not a bad thing.
It can't hurt the dog.
Can't hurt the dog, but it's going to hurt the owner more than the dog. It can be cleaning up a lot.
Okay, so it's pretty much like humans.
Right. Yeah, you want a certain amount of fiber, you want a certain amount of insoluble, a certain amount of soluble fiber, and you just don't want too much of it.
So obviously just talk to your local vet and see
exactly
what's recommended.
You got it. Especially if your animal has a condition like colitis, like constipation, like inflammatory bowel disease. Those are things where fiber will really help. Sometimes you can actually take them off certain medications, like, for instance, prednisone for inflammatory bowel disease or colitis, if they're on a decent fiber source. It's kind of neat.
Oh.
So you can treat it naturally.
And that proclaims your nutritional nuggets. I love your nuggets, Dr. Mike. They're the best nuggets in the world, and I will just eat it. I like that song by Weird Al. It's a great song. Thank you very much.